characteristics on the 20x44.
Ryan Fu will start us off with first serve. Roddy to return. Heavy roll, and Roddy ducks out of it. James Ignatowich strikes it inside the baseline for a point.
Yeah, and of course, James can take that backhand up the line, but he does prefer to go middle, cross court, or cross body.
Jackson destroying people early with the forehand.
But just those two shots. I mean, absolutely all the power on that initial overhead and then go straight into finesse for the drop shot winner.
Second serve.
James Ignatowich and Ryan Fu even bounce around in between hitting shots in the same fashion.
Their bounces are in sync.
Point.
Down it goes again. The hands of Jack Sock. Limited sample size still with he and Eric Roddy. 3 wins, 4 losses, 7 total matches together as a team.
Yeah, there was a couple tournaments earlier in the year where one or the other wasn't there. So you're exactly right, Michelle, about that smaller sample size. They have not actually played every tournament together in 2025.
Second serve.
It's a great return.
Yeah, and Eric Roddy let him know about that about 5 times. So that is what I'm talking about, being positive with your partner. Really nice reload from Ryan Fu. Initial speed up from the forehand side and sitting heavy on the backhand for the next. Jack Sock can't handle it.
2-1-2.
Ryan Fu originally from Boston, product of the University of Michigan tennis as well. Nice. Jack Sock attacks off the bounce. Takes a little bit off of it.
That's right, probably about 80–90% from Jack Sock. James Ignatowich just bailing out of there, thinking that ball was going to sail long again.
1-2-1.
It doesn't.
On it, Ignatowich reads the line well, puts it down. Second serve.
He likes to shut those speed ups up the line down with the two-handed backhand. And yeah, I think Roddy going for the tricky mid-pace, but James Ignatowich was not fooled.
And Ryan Fu with some indecision on the line drive of Jack Sock.
Yeah, not sure if James tried to call him off or not, but that was an awkward first volley swing for Fu. Great hand speed there from both Fu and Ignatowich. And I think this match, a lot of it is going to come down to the right side bots. And what I mean by that is the right side robots. When you're a right-hander playing the right side, you're kind of put into a cage. You don't have that freedom as the player playing the left to take more court and be more offensive. So whoever plays more solid on the right is going to be a big factor in this match.
It's a great way to describe that right side roll. What a play from Jack Sock, though, through the middle. How do you find creativity then when you're in that sort of cage, so to speak?
Yeah, it has to be well-timed, and it's usually on the forehand side for a right-hander. So there's not going to be many backhand speed-up opportunities for Fu or Roddy.
Second serve.
That punch from the chest from James Ignatowich.
2-2-2.
One of the best on tour.
Oh, ATP and a beauty from Jack Sock.
No, he didn't.
Spanked it.
Oh, that is incredible with all the side spin, bringing it back into the court.
Wow.
What patience from Jack Sock.
Eric Roddy going off on the right. Timing perfect as well.
It's always nice to be a right side player and get a couple punches in on the backhand side and then get an opportunity to finish with the forehand. Perfectly played from Eric Roddy.
4-2-2. Point.
Soft ball through the middle.
Yeah, getting in there. And really that right side bot,
Receiver, 5-2-2.
that is a Jack Sock turn. He likes to use that whenever he finds himself over on the right. And very nice start, of course, for Eric Roddy and Jack Sock up 5-2.
Yeah, 3-point lead as we head into the commercial break. Fu and Ignatowich calling the first time you back to the action here in North Carolina. And Jack's a filthy ready to play ATP. Check it out again. Feathery forehand around the post. Not an easy shot, but he hits it with ease.
Yeah, and I like the reaction from Eric Roddy, trying to get the crowd involved. And I even said patience on that shot because you have to let the ball travel. And when you get in that situation for a forehand ATP from the left side, it's very exciting.
And it converts to a 3-point lead early in game one. And he picks James Ignatowich's right hip.
That was a sneaky speed up from James Ignatowich, as has been counterattacking very well the last couple tournaments.
Side out.
All right, Fu getting fired up. Great initial counterattack earlier in that point, and then an extended dink rally going the way of Ignatowich and Fu.
Just deep for Fu. And you talked about the giants of the draw, Christian Alshon and Andre Diascu, figuratively and literally. Champions of last weekend, looking to do it again. Winner of this match would likely face them in the round of 16. Only a tough section of the draw.
And a tough 2 drives on the third shot for Fu and Ignatowich.
6-2-1.
Great work from Fu to get tight to the kitchen line and find some good topspin on that forehand to force Roddy to hit up on the ball.
6-2-2.
Wow, creativity and a premium for James Ignatowich.
Yeah, lovely combination from James. Started it off with an aggressive, slower shot and then finishes with that patented backhand.
Oh, Jack Sock smokes the Ernie.
Yeah, great read from Sock. Ryan Fu telegraphing that up the line dink a little too early.
Jack Sock's putting together a little highlight reel early.
Yeah, he's playing fantastic. Very small number of unforced errors as well. Seems to be that every match he plays, he has some highlight reel shots.
Yeah, very true. Still looking for those results to match.
Second serve.
Just rip it, big man. Pulling back and going with the third shot roll on the forehand side.
Side out.
Ryan Fu getting fired up, and a slightly different role for him over on the right side with James Ignatowich. Been playing a lot of left side with DJ Young in some previous PPA tournaments.
Great. Initiate by Ryan Fu cross court as well. Where do you like his skill set best, right or left?
I think that he has played more on the left and a little bit more so on the left side. So that's kind of why I mentioned that this is a different role for him. And we both know that it's much different skill sets that have success on left and right as long as you are not a left-hander. From Fu and Ignatowich.
4-6-1.
Well played by Jack Sock. Second serve now. Inside of Ignatowich and Fu.
4-6-2. Side out.
And that was a good timeout. 2 quick ones and ball back over to Roddy and Sock. See if they can extend their lead.
Ooh, Fu got out of it, was debating whether or not that ball was going out, and instead Jack Sock takes the error.
Yeah, that's 2 times now that Fu has had, wasn't sure what he wanted to do, let it go or hit the ball, but 1-1 in those situations.
It's wide. James Ignatowich misses the deflection, and Eric Roddy's pumped up.
Now you can see Fu has somewhat of an interesting technique too, where he will drive the forehand with topspin, and he will dink the forehand with topspin out of the air, but is going to the cut
7-4-2.
on the shots where the ball bounces or when he's going with a softer third shot. And not necessarily that that's good or bad, it's just a different technique, as most of the players are usually looking to roll with topspin on all of those shots.
4-7-1. Second serve.
So not on the same possession, but back-to-back serve misses
4-7-2.
for Ignatowich and Fu. So Roddy and Sock not unwinding the stack.
Wow, and Roddy finds an angle and apologizes for a potential miss hit there.
Yeah, that initial counterattack from Roddy wasn't full-on miss hit, but I think he was fortunate to put that exactly where he did.
7-4-1.
Kind of like when we talked to J.W. Johnson yesterday about the sorcery backhand touch shot he hit.
Yeah.
Claimed it was not in development, but it looked good.
And he said, I have no idea, I'm not going to try it again. I actually don't believe him on the not going to try it again part.
8-4-1. Second serve. Eight, 4-2. Point.
I've seen that a few times from Ryan Fu, looking to initiate cross-court off of the bounce, which makes some sense because he has a good one, and also that ball is often going to be going from the paddle of Roddy right over to James Ignatowich, who is heavy-handed. But you got to make it. Step 1.
4-9-1.
Speed on the serve, and it's deep 2 for Ryan Fu. There's accumulating on his side.
Yeah, he's had a few here, and not a lot of Humana Championship court looks in the early career for Ryan Fu, so that could be playing a part in that.
What a serve from Ignatowich. It doesn't convert, though, to a point. That thing was smoked at the tee.
Pretty dang good work from Eric Roddy.
Yeah.
Wasn't even able to get all the way tight to the kitchen line after that return, and still hit a very good first volley.
9-4-1. Second serve.
So up until that last forehand drive and drop of Sock, There have not been a lot of unforced errors from him in game one, which of course is a great sign for him and Roddy. Roddy gets 1, not 2 back.
Empty trip for Roddy and Sock. Fu and Ignatowich.
4-9-1.
5-point mountain to climb.
James getting in there with the big, long reach from the left side and catching Eric Roddy right in the hip.
5-9-1.
Fu working the lob serve the last couple times. If that continues, or it's just a change of pace for him.
Roddy gets on top of it to the feet of Ryan Fu. Why might Fu be going to that serve at this point in the match?
Well, I mean, it could just, like I said, be a change of pace, possibly throw off the return rhythm of Sock or Roddy, or maybe he's just not feeling it with his more traditional serve.
And Jack Sock missing a couple of third shot drop attempts.
Yeah, and I think right now, if you're Fu and Ignatowich, you have to continue to put the ball over there. I understand if Sock gets hot with the forehand, that's trouble, but he has not been clean recently with the third shots, drop or drive.
And Ryan Fu stands tall in the firefight.
Yeah. Wonderful hand speed from Ryan Fu. That's a lot of MPHs coming at you off the paddle of Jack Sock.
Stuck on 9 again for Roddy and Sock. We'll see if scoreboard pressure is applied here for Fu and Ignatowich. Feathery drop to speed up combo at the kitchen for James Ignatowich.
Yeah, I mean, I think, of course, that finishing shot is great for James Ignatowich, but he hits that one all the time. I think the feathery drop was even more impressive. When Ignatowich gets hot with those feel and those touch shots, especially from the back of the court, it seems like the rest of his game is elevated also. Scratch what I just said, Michelle.
6-9-2.
And despite being good friends, it is the first time Ignatowich and Fu are playing together. Ignatowich played with Max Freeman recently, also part of that friend crew in South Florida. Ooh, Ignatowich misses the follow-up counter.
Yeah, missed the easier of all of those. None of them easy, clearly, though.
Yeah. Pre-challenge timeout. Server 9-7-1, 45 seconds.
Yeah, that humidity is definitely there. I saw some of the, before we started today, Michelle, some of the practice courts, players walking off, and they're drenched. So that is something to keep in mind.
Not to mention the adjustment, too, going from stacking Roddy to the left. And he takes over. Tags James Ignatowich. Finally off of 9 for game point.
A couple inside-out forehand beauties from Eric Roddy throughout this first game.
10-7-1.
We are going to get to see a right side bot Jack again.
Point. Game.
And Jack Sock gets out of the way, takes the first. Roddy and Sock took a minute to close it out. And they will take it one game away from a round of 16 appearance. Humidity, the field at hand, especially in men's doubles. It is as competitive as it gets. Only the best players found here on the Carvana PPA Tour. Eric Roddy and Jack Sock, the discussion on their bench at the break, to stack or not to stack. And what's your opinion on the matter, if you could weigh in?
Yeah, so we got some bits and pieces there. So maybe we'll get a half stack situation. Looks like Sock is going to start on the left, but Eric Roddy, I would actually say Eric Roddy is more comfortable on the left than I would say Jack Sock is on the right. So I think that there's advantages and disadvantages to both, but I think starting with this traditional alignment is the play, and see where it goes from there.
Side out.
Jack Sock looking to pull it off the bounce. Instead goes into the net. Side out, Fu and Ignatowich.
0-0-1.
Just missed. There was a light discussion about whether to challenge that or not. It doesn't look like Ignatowich and Fu are going to pull the trigger.
Side out.
Heck of a first volley on the move from Jack Sock.
0-0-1.
Nice work out of the air from Ryan Fu. I think that could be a good option for him. I understand that was a fourth shot there, but
0-0-2.
up at the kitchen line as well, work the point a little bit more and find an opportunity to attack out of the air.
Point.
I think Fu caught his opponents off guard a time or two off the bounce, and then not having that deception
1-0-2.
later in the game, it cost him with some pretty good counterattacks from Roddy and Sock.
Ignatowich plays it softly instead of speeding it up. Throws off the timing of Eric Roddy. Ball back to Fu and Ignatowich.
0-1-1.
Nice.
Second serve.
Eric Roddy sticks the volley through the middle. Great court positioning too on the left. Opting to stay again.
Yeah, he definitely looks comfortable over there. That was a beautiful roll on the backhand side. Nice work from Fu to get his team in. And the technique between Ignatowich and Fu is almost identical.
Great attack. Leans in and attacks Jack Sock's hip.
And Michelle, that was out of the air, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
From Ryan Fu, and it caught Jack Sock off guard. So a little deception and taking some time away by attacking out of the air. Nice work from Ryan Fu.
In my opinion, the best right side guy players are the ones that can find their way out of the box. Creativity.
You're right.
Wise. The Gabe Tardios, the Hayden Patriquins. They take time away from you just like that.
Point.
And he's sneaky long, Eric Roddy. He really leaned in on that last forehand.
2-1-1.
Always talk about taking a time away out of the air. Fu and Ignatowich have been off on their counterattacks when Roddy's speeding up several times. Oh, that looked out to me.
Yeah, it did. And Jack Sock is thinking the same thing. I'd love to get another peek at that if we can.
Hope he didn't. I'm glad he didn't look up at us.
Yeah.
He often does in those situations, and I would have had to put the finger up.
Wow. Oh.
That looked out too, actually.
Oh my.
We got a friendly game going on over here.
There's a look at it from the tough angle to see. Live, I thought I saw it wide, and I also saw Sock's overhead wide as well. So, hey, you know what? It all evens out in the end.
Yeah, let's go with that.
3-1-2.
Oh, what a play by Eric Roddy. Fends off the pace of Ryan Fu and surprises James Ignatowich on the right.
Fu over there on the left says his favorite shot is the backhand dink. He hasn't had many opportunities to show that off in this.
4-1-2.
Tyson McGuffin and Anna Bright, part of the commercial for that. Check it out on social media.
So looks like we're going to see a bit more of Ryan Fu on the left for the rest,
1-4-1.
or at least for the foreseeable future in this matchup.
Nice setup by James Ignatowich, giving Fu some confidence on the left.
Yeah, it's a big-time forehand counter from James Ignatowich. If he is going to be hanging out over there on the right, he's going to have to need, or he's going to need more of that because Sock's going to be firing in front of him.
Deep on the return for Jack Sock, another free point. Fu and Ignatowich with a chance to tie it now. And how do you explain, obviously, Ryan Fu more comfortable on the left, but James more effective on the left. But why would they opt to go in this direction after this point? Oh, hello.
James Ignatowich just sending it. And Eric Roddy talking about getting out of the way of the ball. That was one he needed to. It's tough when it's coming that quickly to your paddle, though. So I think it's more that could easily carry them to the finish line.
Coming to you, Mr. Sock.
We'll keep an eye on that. Eric Roddy will stay on the right for this one, playing more of a straight-up style here.
Point.
Yeah, that was an okay drive from Ryan Fu. Nothing too special, but complete mishit from Sock on the first volley. I would look for Roddy to stay with James Ignatowich in the dink rallies when they get to the kitchen.
Oh, hands battle won by Ignatowich for point.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that is because I talked about the quality forehand speed up of James and the backhand counter.
6-4-1.
That's a nice come on there, but the dink consistency is the lesser of those three.
Point.
Tough bounce off the tape for Jack Sock. It's deep. Fu and Ignatowich on top by 3, looking to extend this to a third deciding game. Missed third for Ryan Fu. Seems to be managing his nerves a bit better here in the second so far. More comfortable on the left certainly helps.
7-4-2. Side out.
Great combination for Jack Sock to get the side out.
Yeah, that initial speed up from Sock was pretty dang low, but when you have the paddle speed that he does to reload,
4-7-1.
you can get away with more.
Great way to get the ball down for Ryan Fu.
Not an extended firefight, but nice hands from Ryan Fu and a little pump up as he stares back over across the net at Eric Roddy.
4-7-2.
His third for Jack Sock won't help. Fu Ignatowich back at it. Sock and Roddy stuck at 4.
7-4-1. Point.
No signs pointing at a third game in this one.
It almost looked like Roddy was trying to go with a drop volley. Like an odd situation to try that with James closing in from the right side.
Beautiful counter from James Ignatowich, working the point effortlessly. 2 points away from taking the second.
A really nice simple paddle position from Ignatowich. He knows that at any moment Jack Sock can pull a trigger, so you have to be ready when you're in front of him and keep it simple.
Closing stretch for Ignatowich and Fu on their first server.
9-4-1. Second serve.
Just missed from Fu on a mid-court play, who has been pretty solid from that position throughout the match.
9-4-2.
Oh, drop volley. Fu's there. Couldn't get it over.
Four, 9-1.
Oh, just deep.
Second serve.
Like the idea for Sock.
Yeah, his default is sneaky. Yeah, he loves to go for the unorthodox speed ups, and that one was barely out, but he had Fu and Ignatowich beat. They were fooled. Like I said, if you're in front of Sock, you better have that paddle ready.
Right back at you from James Ignatowich.
Sock's he's been standing pretty upright the last 5 or 10 minutes or so.
9-4-1.
Not engaging that lower body as much as I've seen from him.
Second serve.
Tough bounce for Ignatowich as he acknowledges and kicks off on the court.
9-4-2. Point.
Nice return and another gift for Fu and Ignatowich. Game point.
Ten, 4-2.
Oh, James had everything he could hope for, and even Jack Sock not even moving a muscle. But, you know, when you have that kind of power, sometimes you just send it long.
4-10-1.
Great dig from Roddy.
Oh, lobs it and gets it back. Sock was giving up. Oh, the defense of Eric Roddy could not prevail. Jack Sock was already walking away from the lob he thought was for sure going down. Credit to Eric Roddy for not giving up on it.
Yeah, I feel like something's going on with Sock. I don't know if it's injury or something, but He has pulled back a little bit in the second half of game 2.
Yeah, you're right.
I hope there's nothing going on.
5-10-2.
Oh, ATP
Side
is
out.
short for Sock. And yeah,
Game point.
not moving as efficiently as he was in game 1. Ryan Fu back to
10-5-1.
serve. Game point number 2. It's
Point
deep.
game. Timeout.
Jack
Susan.
Sock sends over another gift, and we are going 3. Fu and Ignatowich right back in the match. Eric Roddy and Jack Sock in some trouble. We'll step aside for just a moment, take their deciding game. In the bathroom, change his clothes, and just sit there for a moment to see if anything improves. We hope everything's okay. Adam, you've been here before on court. You sensed it earlier than you even. Situation with the 20-minute break in between.
Yeah, difficult. So playing a professional sport with the back locked up is
New ball.
very difficult to
Game
handle, but
3,
also
time
for
in,
James and
0-0-2.
Ryan, they have to stay focused and battle through this situation and make sure they're playing their game. Have to monitor. Yeah, that's exactly right. So still pretty straight up for Jack Sock. So we're stopping here. It's over. The back is not cooperating for Jack Sock. This is a terrible situation for all the fans here in North Carolina, but it's something that is part of the deal when you are a professional athlete.
Match retirement.
I hope that Jack has a speedy recovery, and well, James Ignatowich and Ryan Fu will advance to the round of 16 to likely face Christian Alshon and Andre Diascu. You know they will face them. Diascu and Alshon did win their match in 2, so that will be the next match moving forward for them. And we hope Jack Sock is okay as he goes to rest and recover here at the Veolia North Carolina Open. Fu and Ignatowich moving on to the round of 16.